All right, so week 5 games. There's looks like 5 games on the slate this weekend, and we're going to talk a little bit about each one of these games. And as we're talking, we'll give our picks. So the first game, Buffalo goes on the road again to Edmonton to play the Rush.
That's Thursday night.
Thursday, actually tomorrow night. Yeah, we're doing this on Wednesday. It is tomorrow night, that game.
That's because of that funny football game that's coming up on Sunday.
The Super Bowl,
silly bowl or something. Okay, so who's going first?
Well, you know what? You've gone first in the past week, so I think I will throw out the picks first.
Okay.
And I'll give you the opportunity to copy me if you want.
All right.
But I'll leave that up to you. I haven't gone against them yet this year, but I think I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going against the Bandits. I think they might have their first loss this weekend. I'm going to take Edmonton in a very close game.
All right.
You?
I'm going to stick with the Bandits. I know why you're going that way, and I know what your feelings are, but just too much firepower on the Buffalo side.
Okay. So we move to Saturday now, and Edmonton goes to San Jose to take on the Stealth.
San Jose, the up and down Stealth. In San Jose, coming off a game from a couple of days before that, some travel. I'm going to pick San Jose. I don't think Edmonton's going to win this weekend.
And I'm going to try and pull the Boston upset that you pulled last week. I'm going to stick with Edmonton, and I'm going to take them for the sweep this weekend.
Alrighty.
And Saturday night again, Portland at Boston.
Portland at Boston. Boston coming off of 2 big wins. Portland, not a bad looking size. You seen the 3 brothers on that team? They're all about 6'15" each or something.
The Morgans, yeah.
Portland.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Boston really did impress me last weekend. But I will say I think Portland's a better team than Boston is. And surprisingly, because I know at the start of the year we didn't have a lot of real great things to say about Portland, but they have shown me that they're a pretty darn good team, and I think that Portland will win that one as well. I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go to New York and Colorado.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So New York is at Colorado, and if I'm not mistaken, that might be a Sunday afternoon game.
Yeah.
No, it's Saturday. I'm sorry.
Saturday. Colorado stinking the joint out. New York looking pretty tough. In Colorado,
yep.
They can't afford to lose in front of their big crowd. I'm going to pick the Mammoth this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the exact same concept that you're using. That they've lost 2 in a row at home, and I think if they lose a third, I think there's going to be big trouble there. Yeah. New York looked pretty good last weekend. I mean, all Colorado's got to do is shut down Casey Powell, and they're fine.
Yeah, I'm quite sure they've been practicing that this week.
No, I'm not really confident making this pick, but I'll take Colorado as well. And what you said before we went on air to be the game of the week for you is Toronto Rock going into Rochester.
Okay, we got a whole whack of variables on this one. Toronto doesn't have a very good time in Rochester as a rule.
Their fans do.
Their fans do. The Rock has a lot of fans go down there.
And I will.
And Gary's going to be there with his crazy crowd. And Rochester hasn't won yet. Patty O'Toole's in net. They're desperate for a win. But on the other hand, the Rock, new coach, and he wants to impress. Man, I'm having a real hard time with this one. I don't want to go with my heart, with my favorite team, the Rock. And then,
do you want me to pick?
I'm going to pick, and now I'm going to really go out on a limb here. I'm going to pick up the Rock in overtime.
Whoa. That's impressive. In fact, if that happens, you're going to pick my lotto numbers next week. I am
a 1-goal game, by the way, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go to OT.
I am going to give the benefit of the doubt to the new coach, Jamie Batley. And I was talking with someone earlier tonight on the phone. We were just discussing kind of what we see or what we think might, transpire in Toronto. Jamie Batley, I think, is the kind of guy that will light a fire underneath those players, you-know-whats.
Yeah.
And I think that his my way or the highway approach will be welcomed, and it will be a culture shock, I think, to that dressing room. And I'm sure they've had 2 weeks to prepare now, or pretty much 2 weeks. I think that he's going to light that team on fire, and how long it will go, I don't know, but I think for this first game, I think they're going to come out and impress. Having said that, the return of Pat O'Toole scares the heck out of me, and the reason I'm doing this, or the reason I'm taking Toronto, is I think that Toronto's offense has the capability of scoring more goals than Rochester's offense. Agreed. They haven't shown it a ton, but I think they can, and with the coaching change, new regime. I think that's a little bit of excitement in the air and in the room, and I think they can do it.
And I don't know what was going on in the Rock dressing room. I think there's a lot of personalities flying around. I think you'll see some changes in the roster this week. I'm quite sure you're going to see Chad Thompson in defense, big guy, and don't forget Craig Kahn's back.
Is he back this week?
It says he's back. He's back on the active roster, whether he goes in or not. So they need some help on the back end. Big Dan Ladouceur is getting slow, and is what I think is probably going to be his last year in the NLL. And they got to start getting Chad Thompson some work back there. Chad suffered a terrible knee injury in the summer there 2 summers ago, and I know I saw him last week. He was raring to go. Yeah. So you've got guys like that want to go, that want to prove themselves, that have been sitting. So it's going to be a very interesting game. And
you know what I'd like to see. It's one of the things, that I've been sitting in the press box. I've been talking with a few of the guys sitting up in the box. Rob Marshall. He's a guy last year and I'm not knocking his game. I'm just wondering where he's being utilized so far this season. Where last year I noticed him so often leading a rush down the floor. He was a huge transition player for them. And Chris Driscoll, the same thing.
Yeah, and if anybody could take over the loose ball thing that they're missing because of Jimmy Veltman, it could be Marshall, because Marshall's quick. Yeah, he's very fast, and he's young, and he's got great skills. Maybe there was something in the dressing room that was going on that we don't know about, and Batley just might say, "Okay, guys, clean slate. Where did you guys have your success? Let's talk."
Yeah, and that's the point I was trying to make. I think what he's going to be able to do is identify where guys fit best. And from what I saw last year, Rob Marshall was best in the defensive end, transitioning the ball up the floor. Yeah. And he scored a few nice goals last year. I do recall on a transition run.
Yeah, he did. So. And I just like this. We didn't even talk about this. I just like to publicly say about Glenn Clark and Terry Bullen. You guys are both class acts. You're gentlemen. Yep. You treated me with the greatest of respect and friendship when I came into your dressing room, get the game sheet signed. And good luck, guys. And I hope you pop up in the World Lacrosse again somewhere. And if you're around, come over and say hi.
I ditto that exactly.
Yeah, great
two very good guys. And as much as we talked a little bit about it last week, as much as people on the fan forums and such want to slay the coach's head or whatever, they don't score goals. They don't keep goals out of the net. Sure, they might make decisions throughout a game. I've been a coach for years, and I'm sure there's decisions I've made that I think back in the loose balls. I think, but at the end of the day, they are still good guys. And let's leave it.
And in Batley and his crew, they're proven winners. Man Cups and couple of great seasons in Colorado. Goodness knows what would have happened in Chicago this year. I'd even given the chance. But now, we got to keep this a little bit shorter. But Batley has had to be in charge of a lot of egos in Peterborough. He's got John Grant, the Evanses, and these guys are. Have you ever been to a game? These guys they want out there. They want the ball all the time. They want the ball,
yeah, for sure.
So he's used to dealing with personalities, and I think they made a great pick. Way to go, Clover. Yeah.
So that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Unless you got something else you want to talk about.
Not that I can think of, other than get out to a lacrosse game near you somewhere this week. It's a great time. Enjoy yourself. Take the family, and have a beer on me.
On you. He'll give you his visa.
No.
So I'm Gary Mark, reminding everybody out there to stay safe, be good, keep your stick in the air, and get your Canadian Lacrosse Magazine subscription.
Yep, go to a game near you soon this week and enjoy yourselves. And remember, please don't drink and drive. It doesn't just wreck cars, it wrecks lives too.